Thanks for being here, everybody. And thank you for gifting memberships. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all that you all do. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully, you can hear me 5x5 on Culture Radio Live. Okay, maybe not, but I am going to start exporting to a podcaster because I think I have the dulcet tones for podcasting. I definitely have the face for radio. Anyway, look at all these amazing people here. Love it. Love it. Late and nerdrotic. Yeah, kind of. We're going to talk a little bit about that, Victor Fontaine. It's not just Disney, but Disney is the leader in entertainment. So it's not pushing it as they're the only people doing it. It's a conversation around why. Because he's still trying to hang a hat at Disney on the idea that you're a family company. No, you're anti-family. That's neo-Marxist propaganda, like DEI, anything related to woke, all of that. That's neo-Marxism. Neo-Marxism is anti-family. It wants to create an authoritarian state that the government essentially runs all of your life and controls everything around you and within it. The problem is now we're getting closer to Mike Pondsmith's thought process with Cyberpunk 2077. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to jump into the conversation here in a moment. So I get it. And the problem is that, Walt died way too early. That's true. Yeah. A different version of FCOT probably would have failed, but they would have pivoted. It's all true. What's up, Drew? Good to see you. There's my buddy Grant. What's up, Grant? Grant's awesome. High Flyer asks, what alcohols do I recommend? Well, I prefer red wine. Not that I would suggest anybody under the age of the ability to drink should even touch anything. I'm not really going to do that kind of thing, but I will answer the question and say I like Pinot Noir, things like that. Sometimes some very high end specialty things, but I don't really talk about that. I don't really want. I honestly don't have time to do a lot of that, but I get it. Pete O'Shea's Helicopter Tours. Hey, in 1519, Cortez burned his ships upon reaching Mexico. This is what Disney has done. They've taken an ideological path there is no return from. That's their problem. Any diversion means failure. Well, I would say that they're going to have to lean into failure real soon. Happy weekend indeed, Q2Cast TV. Anthony's here. Hail. Bad Bill. Good to see you. Drew Labbers is 5x5. Thank you, Drew. Appreciate it. And the Avengers Rising sends a $5 super chat. Good morning to you, Avengers Rising. You guys can put a thumbs up on super chats. You can even reply if you so choose. Morning Culture. Be sure to have Dean Kane on your New Year's Day live stream. It's 30th anniversary of the Lois and Clark episode, Metallo. You know what? I'll reach out, see if I can get Dean to hang out. That would be fun, right? I think so. Good morning, Hoove. Great to see you, my friend. Yep. Happy Bud Light Day, Mickey. Ugh. Not doing well. If I use Anchor, I can reuse my current cast for everything? Really? I'm going to look into that. Thank you, DMG. Hey, Lonnie. Good morning, Lonnie. Hope you're doing well. It's been a hot minute. You good? Awesome ones out there. Good to see you. Good to see you. Richard Wetton is in the house. Hello. Right Cheer is Right Cheer. And so many more, including the great Channel Surf. Hello. Hello. Admiralty, failure is the one thing they excel at right now. Well, for the most part, but there is some good news. And look, I can definitely throw water on Disney all day long, but what I can't throw water on is a film they recently released, right? Hillis Mallory. I just can't do that. I have to be, and this is the important thing, being intellectually honest with the fact that Inside Out 2, IO2, is rocking a historic second weekend for an animated film. But they buried the lead. The lead is this. I mean, you're looking at $500 million in a second weekend. This is like Avatar performance. This is like what we used to see out of the big Marvel team up films, right? Is these giant numbers, giant numbers. And, you look at these numbers, they're good. What's up, Views with Hughes? Check out Hughes' channel, everybody. He's awesome. But yeah, so from Deadline, this is Antony over there saying animated picked 98 million second weekend, historic, yada, yada. Well, that's great and all. The Super Mario Brothers, which came out, last year, 92.3 million. So, yeah, they had a $30 million Friday. Well, yeah, it's summer. Everybody's out of school. Right. This is the first time since the second weekend of Barbie, which was July 28th to 30th, that the movie's second weekend has exceeded 90 million plus. Wow. That even includes Dune. Wild. Mattel's American Girl did 93 million. Wow. Okay. The entire marketplace looks to be around $147 million this weekend, and that is a healthy boost that the theater owners absolutely needed. Exhibitors needed this badly. Boats are rising. Bad Boys Ride or Die posted a 5.3 million and is looking at an 18.6 million weekend. The film might actually make some money with a running total domestically of 146.7 million. So Bad Boys may be profitable. Probably will be, but we'll have to see. Yeah. So they think that domestically it'll reach 180 million. Interesting. Bad Boys for Life finaled at 206. So it puts it in a similar ballpark, but certainly not as surprising. The Bike Riders, which is the only legitimate, film out there in the world from Focus Features, did a $4 million Friday with a B cinema score. That's going to hurt it. 73% positive com score and a Screen Engine post track closing into $10 million. We'll see. But I kind of want to go and see some of these things. So you may get some movie reviews from me here real quick, especially for the Bike Riders. But what's really good about IO2 is after this weekend, the running total will be 339.7 million to 344.7 million. Wait a minute. That's conflicting information for me. Should I have run with what somebody sent me? Maybe not. Let's take a look. The numbers. Inside Out. Sorry, I'm doing research live. Inside Out 2. Ba-da. Ba-ba-da. No, it's at $500 million. Yeah. Let's throw this in the mix, kids. Wabam. Yeah, there you go. That was sent good information. That's what I thought. Weekend box office, $512 million. For the worldwide number, it's amazing. Costing over $200 million. This number is a guess. But that's a good number. That's where a lot of movies have been topping out lately, when they cross their fingers and hope. Yeah. Which is good. Yeah. Victor Fontaine's like, it's past. Yep. Going to see, sorry guys. Thank you, Victor. Yeah. Somebody said they were going to see it soon. Huh? Anyway, it's interesting. Hey, Frank. What's up? Tarna the Warrior. I haven't seen any of these movies. Yeah. Well, anyway. I want to see The Bike Riders, but that's a movie. That's for like people that like movies. I like movies. It's supposed to be pretty good. Austin Butler is a great actor. I want to see, how he does American Biker. So, Ruby Hoove is thinking of going to see Inside Out 2 on Tuesday. I keep hearing nothing but good things. So there's that. But when you look at these numbers, you have to be impressed and, thank goodness, right? Thank goodness. 512 million. There were some people out there saying a billion. I didn't think this would quite get there. Now I'm convinced it could get to a billion pretty easily. And it kind of needs to, because Disney has so far done nada with their studio of late. So there's that. But at least that's some good news for Disney. But what do they do wrong? An awful lot of things. Hughes is like, my wife's making me see it. And Pinochet's right, probably here, saying if you stop looking at Disney as an entertainment company and instead look at Disney as a corporation who thinks their purpose is to control and shape society, their corporate choices make sense. It's true. And they're not the only corporation that looks at the world that way. Let's just be fair. Jembone is joining us over on the Green Machine. Good to see you, Jembone. For those of you out there, I've created a fresh channel for Culture Casino over on the Green Machine, which I need at least 11 subscribers for so I can retain. That one will be where I start uploading videos and things. So, yeah. And I'll get a green check mark. Hey, what's up, Darth Plato? Good to see you. All right. Well, thank you for listening, Bad Bad Bill. Enjoy mowing the lawn. That used to be very freeing for the mind. Loved doing the yard work and stuff. Sam Rogers, Disney is propaganda. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. And here is a good question. Why are we praising them? Well, because the rest of the stream is, well, most of the rest of the stream is going to be talking about them in a negative light. There is good news. Sometimes things happen correctly. There's no agenda or very little in a film, and a lot of people are enjoying it. But, to your point, I've got several articles today, including some stuff out of a selection of websites. So I'm not, picking out any one in particular, but we'll start with Nolte over at Breitbart and his piece about Inside 2 exposes entertainment media as pathetic propagandists. And this is true. In this perspective piece, the blowout success of Disney's, I can't say this word, I don't know what to say. Disney's shaping syndicate, let's say. Sorry. Still have this cough. Hang on. Inside Out 2's exposed the sycophant entertainment media as shameless and pathetic propagandists. My refrain has been the same through every box office slump over the last 3 decades. Product. That doesn't make me a genius. It merely proves I'm not looking to enjoy insider status or free swag from the fascist studios that run Hollywood. The movie business has been around for more than 100 years. Throughout the 20th century, it managed to survive the Great Depression, 2 World Wars, two very critical global crises, strikes, generational upheaval, and the creation of radio, home video, cable television, internet, and broadcast television. It's a lot of things. Those are competitors. Nevertheless, the same professionals who are paid to cover the movie business have been gaslighting the public and themselves for years by blaming the recent collapse of the box office on everything but the product. It's a global crisis. No, the movie business already survived a couple of those. It's the strikes. No, the movie business has already survived a couple of those. More than a couple, by the way. It's streaming. No, any fools know that if the movie business can survive radio, TV, VCR, DVD, it can survive Netflix. And it was thriving because of Netflix. That's a whole other thing. So here they are blaming sexism. There you go. So in terms of how much hate campaigns can manifest, one part is rallying their supporters to dislike and review bomb the projects that they wish to attack in an effort to prove their minority is actually in the majority. Actually, the majority is the people with rational thought, but that's fine. This is obviously a pull quote for Nolte. It's possible these campaigns employ bots. No, we don't. We don't employ the bots. The studios employ the bots. We have the master of the TDS proving that. But we'll keep going to help rack up the numbers of dislikes and negative reviews. As such, it's incredibly like there's a large number of people who will take issue with the Marvels trailer simply because it's led by a white woman, a black woman, and a young Pakistani Canadian woman. Obviously, this is obviously in reference to the Marvels. Well, guess what? Marvels was garbage, and it failed spectacularly. The movie was terrible. The CGI was terrible. The story was terrible. And the acting was maybe not quite as terrible as other things I've seen recently. So, and yet, Inside Out 2 is female-led. It just broke some box office records. Oh, and let's not forget Barbie. So here they're blaming 2023 strikes for taking us out of the movie-going habit. Well, there's a lot to be said for the habit. So on this, I'll push back on Nolte a little bit. And yet, Inside Out 2 broke box office records just a few weeks after Deadline claimed the strikes killed our movie-going habit. Well, there you go. Oh, and the week before that, Bad Boys Ride or Die overperformed with a $52 million opening. That's true, but there was really nothing else to see. They blame lack of product, et cetera, et cetera. Nolte goes down and has all these pull quotes from different things. But the truth's in the pudding. Inside Out 2 broke box office records and opened better than any pre-Disney Plus Pixar movie except Incredibles 2. And you could argue that there really weren't that many people on Disney Plus at that point because there weren't any. I think Incredibles 2 came out well before Disney Plus. Am I correct in that? Because I don't think Disney Plus launched until right before the global crisis, but I could be wrong. If there's one constant at the box office of the last few years, it's the following. Woke movies underperform or outright flop at a 100% rate. Barbie is the single exception. While non-woke movies for normal people like Bad Boys Ride or Die, Inside Out 2, Super Mario Brothers, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Top Gun Maverick, and Oppenheimer break in the dough. All true. No one wants to be lectured. No one wants to be told that we should be judged on our skin color and sex. No one wants to watch certain things. No one wants certain parties to do things. Again, this is his opinion. This is an opinion piece, so take that with whatever grain of salt you choose. But the truth is, we still want to go to the movies, which I agree. So right now, I agree with this statement. It's the killjoy of the folks that are pushing this, the agenda-driven folks. It's their fault for driving driving an agenda in entertainment. And I share this sentiment. I have my Blu-ray connection. I'm good. All right. What do you guys think? Let's take a look at your thoughts on that article, amongst other things, because we are not done. Because we're going to talk about more of the problem with Disney. This is just some of it. Hey, Dave Bob is here. What's up, Dave Bob? Dave Bob is awesome. Hangs out with Loki. Says some great things. Smart man. Handsome man. I met him in person. Hey, Luke Korolowitz Arts is, I'm on 21 pages into. Keep it up, man. Now, you were doing lettering and you were doing lettering, right? Last you checked in, right? Ruby wants me to come over and mow the lawn. All right. I don't think Hoove would object to me mowing the lawn. Save y'all some labor. I don't know. I have plenty to do in the greenhouses, let me tell you the truth. DMG asks, how does the green machine work? Does it really make business sense? It's so much work. Not really. Right now I'm streaming live to Green Machine, and Pinochet's over there. Hi, Pinochet. No, you're correct. Yeah, Disney's lied about using bots. They've been using bots forever. I mean, all these studios have been. They even had like the studio head one of the studio heads over at Warner Brothers Discovery said that they use bots or sock puppet accounts, et cetera, et cetera. Angela's like, drink up. You need to when you need to. Yeah. Well, coffee does seem to help in the morning, but it's probably because there's obviously caffeine in it, which is a stimulant. Keely Chow just popped in. Roll Tide, brother. Putin's cat's relating it to a relationship. If Disney fooled around on me and, went after some other dude, I'd just forget him. Well, there you go. Will you be, it's San Antonio at GalaxyCon. Yes, sir, I will be. And I know you will be, too. Anyway, hope you're doing good, Drunk. You doing good, buddy? Hope you are. Yeah. Drunk 3PO, everybody. You should be supporting this man and all of his endeavors, including the amazing books that he puts out. Because he's trying to do the right thing for kids. And basically all humanity. I mean, come on. Drunk is a man of the people. A handsome man of the people. A tall, handsome man of the people. I'm trying to figure out why I don't hate Jay. I gotta hang out with you, brother. We gotta do something fun. I owe you dinner too, I think. Petty, good morning. And I think Matt G's here. That she was saying hi to Matt G. Phil TNMT. Yeah, that's what I thought. Incredibles 2 came out 2 to 3 years before Disney Plus. That's what I thought. I'm like, okay. I don't know why Nolte threw that in there, but it's fine. Sam Rogers is bearing witness in the chat. Let's see. How can anyone say everyone, nobody in a publication? That's hard, but that's an opinion piece. Unless it's something like nobody wants to die. Well, nobody does. Yeah. Sometimes, though, pain is so great. Maybe. Thanks, Matt G, for pushing the memberships. Speaking of memberships, we got some stuff. I want to get to some super chats because I think I may have missed one. I'll get to it. Former birthday boy, I think. We got Hoove over there on a member chat saying, so the High Roller stream is Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, yeah, you just spilled the beans. Thank you for that, Hoove. So everybody, we're going to do the High Roller stream 1 p.m. Eastern. That's right. I think. It's Sunday. I don't think I'm competing with anybody. None of my friends. So, yeah. And then probably we'll redirect, because Lorena's working so hard right now, I'll probably redirect to whatever Lorena is doing. Let's be fair. Today we're redirecting to Vacation Radio. Captain Action says, don't support Hollywood in any way, shape, or form. Well, I understand the sentiment. I really do. Angela Richter says, Culture's met me in person. Well, yeah. I met a lot of people in person. All of you are great. Yeah. And if you like hugs, I'll give you a hug. By the way, if Drunk 3PO hugs you, and he's not a hugger. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he says anyway. If he hugs you, it's like having a couch hug you. Just like, so. Hope I embarrassed Jay plenty. Darth Gutierrez, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. I can't highlight that, Pinochet, but I'd like to. The average cost of movie tickets in the USA in 2014 ranges between $9 and $15, with the most common price being $11.75. Can I take my fam to dinner for Olive Garden for $13 a pop or the show? Yeah, it's a really interesting idea or thought there. Prices have just gone up astronomically. Disney has outpriced themselves, but the theaters maybe even as much because of the aggressive rate at ticket price increases. SFXF 314 Sabretooth Raptor. Here's the super chat I was looking for. Working on lyrics for Culture Island song. Awesome. I'm an island boy. Okay, no, I'm not. But man, those guys are goofy, right? Goodness. Hey, but they maximized what they had going on. So as far as business goes, well done. Emilio! Someday I'm going to do that like I'm calling a soccer goal. Ram Bam 3000, good morning. I already said roll tide to Keely Chow. Luke is out there saying, Culture, now I'm drawing and coloring the 21 pages that have been drawn. Awesome, man. Keep it up. Anybody working on a book, man, that's hard work. Keep it up. Keep it up. What Disney did with Inside Out 2 might have been while under different leadership. Oh, no, I think you're right. I think they got the big green light from a different way of doing things. They still could have inserted stuff in it. It shows it's a choice. It really does. It exposes them for that. But we gotta pop on. We gotta move along, or as Mr. H would say, we gotta shuffle along, um, because Disney controls so many of the IPs that make up entertainment. The conversation that we have on the regular around the quote unquote water cooler of the YouTubers that I hang out with is that basically as the entertainment leader, because they are, they basically have the most power either to succeed or fail. Universal's catching up, and boy, will they with Epic Universe. I know that Drunk 3POJ will probably be one of the people trying to get in on opening day. I know I'm going to try to get in there before opening day, but it really does. Really does show that Disney's vulnerable. Disney hadn't been vulnerable in a long time. Disney owned the box office. Disney owned the animation box office, and neither of those things are true now. At least not right now so far this year. This film will largely help, but their pivot point is to the biggest franchises that they own because they stopped making any truly original content. It's all sequels, prequels, threequels, rebootquels, all of that. So, of course, they're going to pivot to Star Wars. That's right. Charmin Obaid-Chinoy claims Rey Skywalker is the heart of Star Wars and implies she is. She's not a Skywalker. She's a Palpatine. But she's at the heart of Star Wars and implies the film will continue to inject womanism. See, I had to change a word. Into Star Wars. This is written by John F. Trent. If you know anything about John, he's a writing machine, and he's been killing it lately. He's getting lots of things out of that. Park Place are being utilized by other media outlets now, not just us, lowly YouTubers. And of course, that Park Place is a thriving place to find news. In fact, I've tried to put a story together, and I sent it to John at some point. I don't know if it'll make the cut. He's got very strict editorial rules, and I'm a very poor writer. Director Charmin Obaid-Chinoy, who has been announced to direct the upcoming Rey film, featuring Daisy Ridley, recently shared more details about the project and heavily implied that it will inject more womanism, I have to keep changing that word, by the way, into Star Wars. Why? Because the bots here do not like the F word. Not that F word. All right. So, speaking with Variety about about the upcoming Diane von Furstenberg documentary, because she's a documentary activist filmmaker. That's what she is. Obaid-Chinoy detailed what attracted her to the film. The story that interests me the most is in Rey's journey as a female Jedi. Well, then you're one of, 12 people? Anyway, that's how I can best bring my experiences to it. Because you want to make men cry? This seems to be a common theme with Disney, right? Right? She wants to make men uncomfortable, I believe was the quote from Charmin. Don't squeeze the Charmin, right? Don't squeeze the Charmin. She went on to detail who she went on to detail. She went on detail? Went on to John, I'm adding words for you. She went on to detail who she hopes to attract to this movie. The greatest thing about Star Wars is everyone has a personal connection to it. Not anymore, lady. Everyone is passionate about it. Well, they're passionately apathetic now or passionately hating on it. That's the two major crowds at the moment. And throughout the fandom, people have clear ideas about who should direct or what stories should be about. I'm just drowning out those voices until I'm done. So basically, she's ignoring everybody and just making a piece of garbage. As a storyteller, you mean as a narrative shaper in your activist ways, I'm focused on drawing new moviegoers into the cinema. By the way, that hasn't happened. This modern audience that you all keep preaching about, talking about, trying to get, they don't exist. And if they do, they don't have any money. They don't spend any money. You're losing money because you're appealing to something that doesn't exist, which we're going to get to because there's bigger Disney stories afoot. And bringing a sense of nostalgia that will appeal to older fans in the series. Well, guess what? The older fans are holding up two middle fingers and walking away. So I guess she discussed the film in an interview with SiriusXM, saying, sometimes you walk in the footsteps of people and giants who've created worlds. And in this case of Star Wars, George Lucas's world and the filmmakers that have walked in his footsteps have set this world that they want young viewers to start to walk into and have an understanding of the world. Okay. She then detailed what is at the heart of Star Wars. And at the heart of it, for me, is Rey Skywalker, is Daisy Ridley in her story, and taking her on an adventure to a Jedi Academy and sort of creating a world that is a natural dovetail to the story that we've seen her go through in the last 3 episodes. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. The last symbolic act at the end of that film was her burying the lightsaber. Obviously, the story goes on because John writes well. This clip I've used from this summit, this Fortune Summit about ladies. Let's jump into it. This was Kathleen Kennedy saying, I think the most interesting path we've had in this conversation that took place around consumer products, because there were a lot of companies that were in place who frankly didn't initially feel Star Wars was for girls. Well, they were dumb, because Star Wars has been for everybody. Now it's just for very single-minded ladies, it seems. At least that's what you're trying to do. And when you have a company situation between Lucasfilm and Disney, we were looking into, or at this situation, saying, no, with Star Wars, we have to change this. We have to make sure that we create products that are in a sense, appealing to both boys and girls. What's wrong with that? Well, because that's not what you did. You chickified it. Anyway, story goes on. It's hard for me to talk about Star Wars, Disney Star Wars now, because I don't care. I don't care. I would not watch Acolyte if I weren't on the H-Cast with Mr. H. I wouldn't. I think I've made one review video, and it was just for episode 3. Yeah. And you know what, Billy Lowe, you are correct. China box office is no longer as lucrative as it once was. It wasn't even all that lucrative to begin with. See, let me explain. This is a deviation from our topic, but real quickly. The reason that China wanted Hollywood in China and wanted to bring in their movies and bring in film production and everything else to their country was so they could steal it. Now, that's going to get me in trouble, but it's the truth. Again, a lot of the businesses that China's wanted to be in, they basically invite in to work in their country. And then they study it, they steal it if they have any intellectual property that they control that they can possibly borrow from, trade secrets, things like that. They steal them. They steal them. They steal it. And then they make it their own, and then they kind of ignore and or kick out the industry that they invited in. Yeah. Yeah, outside of the massive support that they give their films, as William Buck Rogers says, the American ones are very fickle about. And why? Well, because the government controls them, the people. I know that's hard to understand, but you're getting to learn it now, slowly, as a frog in the boiling pot. They basically have a social credit score. That's what they're trying to institute around the globe, regardless. Anyway, sorry, Billy Lowe, you started a good conversation there. And it's not lucrative. There really is. I mean, when they're only maybe sending you 10% of box office receipts from China, you're not making any money. The gross looks good. But, you're not netting a lot. And this is true, Ruby Hoove. With the tapes coming out, there's a whole lot more exposure on Disney shenanigans. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yep. Thanks for being here, Angela. We appreciate you. Hope you have a good time today. Great weekend. Phantom Eric is over there over on the Green Machine. Good to see you. We got Mod Eric over there as well. Looks like Rob Linton Gembone and Galaxy Red is hanging out over on the Green Machine, grumbling away. What's up, RC? Pete O'Shea's helicopter tour says Jay was a very personable person. All you creators are. Was a unique experience meeting online personalities in the flesh in Boston, and they are the same person off camera. That's been largely my experience. There are only a couple of people that apply maybe a more shiny patina, or they apply a green eye shade, I will say. But for the most part, everybody is who they are. At least the people I've met. I mean, in person, Gary's Gary, Jay's Jay, Jeremy's Jeremy, Ryan's Ryan. A little more toned down, but Ryan's still Ryan. But what's funny is when you find out Ryan's underneath the rage. I feel like he's the Hulk, right? I feel like he's Bruce Banner. But underneath that all, he's an incredibly nice man. I really appreciate Ryan. I actually owe him a message. I need to reach out. Darth Plato says, good creators should be supported. Well, thank you for that. But no, it is true. Everybody is who they are. Ram bam. Bootscat. Well, yeah. I gotta be careful. Dice Media Group says, as far as books go, 80,000 words or 160,000 words get it done. Really doesn't matter as long as it's complete. We can't do anything if you never show into the world. That's right. All very true. Hey, SFXF 314 Sabretooth Raptor says, I was going to try to use Gilligan's Island's lyrics a bit to fit Culture Island lyrics, which is what I was going for. Carl's Place says, Star Wars is dead. It is. Disney's dead. They just don't know it yet. Look, they're walking into like spinning blades. You know the scene in Indiana Jones where Indy's like trying to warn the giant guy? Well, maybe he's not trying to warn him. Maybe he doesn't mind. But the plane propeller keeps coming up behind him after they've been fighting a bit. I think Disney's the big hulking guy that's standing over Indy, not realizing what's about to happen. I don't know. Darth Plato says, womanism is an either-or trap. Yep. Jay Willis is in the house. Good to see you. Oh, Babe Chinoy. Is that Roseanne Barr? Yikes. Yeah, actually, she's slimmed down a lot. Have you guys seen her recently? Yep, ESPN. ESPN's been killing sports for a long time, John. I'm sure you would agree. Edward Hyde says Disney Star Wars is an abomination. Yeah, it truly is. Metal Spinda said, I just heard they're making Wolverine not straight in Deadpool 3. Really? I'll have to see it. William Buck Rogers. Does anybody really like Ray? I don't think so. The power of one, the power of two, the power of... Hey, where'd the audience go? I don't know. They left with that Manny guy you're about to say. We got a super chat from Weird, an Australian $5. Is because of new D&D Mexican orc. What? I think the next fad will be hyper brutal. Cannibalism, grim, dark, blood, normies, see Warhammer is still selling. Warhammer does sell. But you know what? The armies and everything, now that we have 3D printing, including in metal, by the way, most people don't realize that we can print 3D metal. Um, yeah. Plus, there's destructive manufacturing. I mean, you have additive manufacturing with resins and plastics and things like that, and you have destructive manufacturing, which is basically carving. You can do that. Is Jay a creator? I thought he played a bear at Disney World or something. I think he has. He's a very nice man. Be nice to Jay. Psychotic Mongoose is here. Good to see you. Curtis Shaw is here this morning. Good to see you. War Monkey, what's up? Over on the Green Machine. Look at the Green Machine growing over there. Love it. Love that support. Feels good. Yeah. William Buck Rogers says Deadpool 3 is hardly a lighthearted big action film. Well, we'll see. Or the contraption from Last Crusade. Yeah, that was no bueno, right? Curtis Shaw says brunette women love Ray. Really? All right. I don't know. OG says, I just bought my SpaceCon VIP ticket. See you there. I will be there. I'll be there. Kaiser Soze is here. Good to see you. I loved you in that movie. Why do people waste their money by still going to the movies? I don't know. I don't know. They have concrete printers that print buildings now. Yeah. Some of that construction's a little hit and miss. Different conversation, though. I'd love to talk about that. Maybe on the building channel if I get that back up running. Thanks, Q2Cast. Have a good one. Take care. Jaffo. Hey to you. This is an incredible artist, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to send him some money for some art that he made so I could use it. Good morning, Corbin Dallas. Corbin Dallas. That's right. Curtis Shaw says, Disney seems to be subjecting itself to very destructive testing. How much damage can they sustain before a catastrophic collapse? Well, if you look at the theme park attendance, hey, JR, if you're still here, I mean, everything I'm seeing is theme park attendance is continuing to be well below the norms. Correct? Universal had a little bit of a decline as well. So, could be the economy. Probably. SFXF314 Sabretooth Raptor drops another $5 super chat. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Says, what do you think of the cast for Culture Island? Culture, Mexican Iron Man, Brahma Bull, Comics Division, Tox, Lorena Creel, and that Star Wars girl. Cool. Sir Talks a Lot, Tom, and Wilton. That sounds fun. I like that. It's a good cast. There are a ton of sites where you can watch free movies. This is true. All right, let's get back to some of these topics here. We're going to move along. We're going to talk about, another reason that Star Wars fails is, they let their actors talk. This is going back to Breitbart real quick. The Acolyte star Amanda Stenberg drops a diss track of Star Wars fans. That's right. She came out and smashed fans. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it works out. Not well. I mean, it's proven to not work well in the future. Leslie Headland obviously is not enjoying this, watching her thing struggle and fail. Right? I mean, for as much press as Star Wars is getting, it's all negative. And remember when they used to say, all press is good press? Well, it's not really the case anymore. I mean, it does do incredible damage to brands. I mean, it really has. I mean, there are companies that never recover. There's punishment that shows up. I mean, diss track or no, I mean, did any of it make sense? Was it not, it's in and of itself a bunch of hyperbole, sir statements? I mean, she's attacking, people claiming oppression. She releases this thing on Instagram face, this diss track video in black and white. And so she put it together in 72 hours, gave you 72 hours to respond. And then she started claiming, copyright claiming, which is weird. But this is the hook in the song, right? The we so bored, don't F with your discourse. Well, then why are you making a diss track about it? If you're so unbothered, why is this here? Why is this a conversation? If you're so unbothered. And if you read through this, I mean, there's a lot of factual errors. And she's taking on the cloak of oppressed, like she suffered her whole life. She's been a child actress forever, and or a young actress, I should say, forever. Actress, model, and all that. And everybody's going to bring up her net worth. I don't really care, But she's certainly never been oppressed. Classically trained violinist, I mean, come on. Yeah. She became a subject. This is the part of the story we need to start out. She became a subject of the social media controversy with her anti-white comments and for being the face of the newest Star Wars series that has been labeled the gayest series yet. Well, who labeled it that? The people making it, the people talking about it in the trades, right? That was the narrative being pushed from the very beginning. Right? She's gone on repeated tirades about how black women are not valued in the U.S., even though her career continues an upward trajectory, and she's been featured prominently in at least 2 major Hollywood movie franchises, The Hunger Games and Star Wars. Oh, yeah. Her new show has become the lowest rated by viewers of all the Star Wars series, created and produced by the former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, Leslie Headland. The Acolyte at the time of this story had only released the first half of its 8 episodes, and that's true. It's still true today, I think. Not that I really want to watch episode 5, but I have to. Do you just get tired of all of that? And you know what's not helping? Is that everything that we suspected, believed, been told, has been reported by everybody from Christopher Rufo to That Park Place to Bounding into Comics to Chris Gore and Alan Ing to many, many more was just confirmed. And that's the next story we're going to talk about. Hannibal Grimm, what's up? Hey, what's up, Brian? That 70s rock fan in the house. Listening while out on my bike. Just be safe. Don't run into things. Please. Please. Mud Valve. Hi, fellow casino fans. Well, hello, Mud Valve. JD Cyber. What rage? I don't know. Ruby Hoove for $2 says, share, like, and subscribe. Culture rocks. Well, thank you. You rock, Ruby Hoove. Thank you for the $2 super chat. My goodness. Empress NM says, if only I were so comfortably oppressed. Yeah, it would be all right. And this is an interesting thought, Randall, and I think you're right, my Canadian friend. I think Korea entertainment companies control the talent social media very tightly. They do. And the studios used to do that. They don't anymore. It used to be part of the work, like your promotion cycle for like a film or television show. You needed to be here, here, and here at these times. And you don't say anything else outside of that. And the stars understood that all they could do was hurt things. And that's why in every talk show there was a clip. Here's today's clip. Here's the clip. Here's that clip. And I guess in a large part, let me drink real quick. Sorry, guys. And I think in a large part, doth Plato, you're right. It's groups, not individuals. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, they try to. This is the same thing that they do in underpowered political parties. They try to put together a coalition of different groups, right? Um, people want to be associated in groups. We're tribal. Sorry, we just are. I mean, you would think would have evolved out of that a long time ago, being in large cities and things like that. But even cities and towns and boroughs, I mean, you get further subdivided in society into groups. Socioeconomic division occurs in communities, so that you have a rich side of town, wrong side of tracks. Those kinds of things still exist. War Monkey points out that this was Rue. If you didn't know who Rue was in Hunger Games, and she didn't really say much, right? In that one or two words, okay, maybe 10, not a lot. Sorry, guys, thought I unmuted. I apologize. So I'll read that again. Little Dandelion says that's Disney's political hacks running their comms and PR. Know in advance their product is crap. Prepare advance strategies to foment controversies and to gaslight and silence critics. Yeah, it's true. And again, Disney went out, and we know this because that Park Place and many other outlets reported it. But I think that Park Place WDW Pro broke the story that they were hiring at Disney for a position to basically do exactly that, to counter all the negative that they knew they were going to get. They did it for Star Wars. They've done it specifically for this dumb attraction redo that they did with Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the most popular theme park attraction, arguably, in the United States in two different parks, was dismantled and items destroyed unnecessarily. Normally you would preserve that, by the way, just FYI, gleefully, so that they could insert said messaging in pollute an area of the park that, largely was dedicated to animated creatures. Well, they turned it into an attraction based around a princess that they basically walked away from primarily with very little support afterwards. And instead of building her own attraction, she gets something repurposed that a lot of the young fans will not even go on because it's a little too scary. There's some problems here, but Disney does hire people to mitigate the damaging propaganda that they put out. They have to. It's been going on for a while. Sorry about the muting, guys. I apologize. Yeah, I saw I did that. Hey, core members here. Good to see you, my friend. Ruby Eve's like, thank you for suffering so we don't have to. I know. You're welcome. But at least there are some things you can check out. Hannibal Grimm says, after reading tweets from the other side and seeing the music video, I think there are a good number of 23 to 25-year-olds that need a word of the day calendar and a dictionary. Yeah. And grammar. Proper grammar. And proper education. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm muted. Yeah. I fixed it. I fixed it. I think Sassy Lass is here too. Okay, thank you. I'm like, I thought I fixed it. All right, very good. Disney on Disney violence. Well, that happens all the time. The best use of the word zippity-doo-dah. That's right. Simon Garth says they have people on social media who are paid to support them. This is all true. The same thing happens in politics now. I mean, what are they? The Krasensteins and those two boys that are dumb. But it happens everywhere. Happens everywhere. Blackie is here. Good to see you. Been a minute. Hope you're doing well. There's Sassy Lass. Razorbird's here. Good morning, you rivet head. Yeah. Listening to Cabaret Voltaire on the turntables. Awesome. Dude, I love vinyl so much. Weatherman is here. Weatherman. What's up, Weatherman? Along for the ride. Will someone do Stairway to Culture version? That would be awesome, right? Culture, you should get one of those White Men Tears mugs and show us how, full it is after each episode. There you go. Holy cow, Joe Stew comes in. Massive membership gifting. Thank you, Joe Stew. Do appreciate that. Huge. Woodham, Mud Valve, Sick Lid, Dwayne Erickson, Death Scythe, what's up? Rachel Moliere, Erosio 63, Joe's Atmosphere, Scott Hughes, and David Durdick all got memberships courtesy of a wonderful gift by Joe Stew. Thank you, Joe Stew. That was very generous indeed. Thank you. A $2 super chat came in from SFXF314 Sabretooth Raptor. Just says, best Star Wars to watch now? Seagulls, bad lip sync. Well, there you go. There you go. Of course, I just did a little bit. You guys could me with, I guess, of lip syncing for a while. Someday I'm going to have to do the J, where I just sit here and go. Hannibal Grimm's like, I went outside for the morning, for my morning smoke, and guess what? Apparently my backyard has become a sanctuary for all those little animals we used to see in the decent Disney animated films. See, that's awesome. At least you're providing a good home. Uncle Gilbert's here. So there's nothing in theaters to see this weekend besides Inside Out 2. No, there's a great film called The Bike Riders. At least I'm told it's great. I'm going to go see it. About an early formation of a motorcycle gang. Has some relevance to gangs of the time. Very interesting. At least I believe that's what it's about. I'm going to go see it. I'll be able to tell you what it's about after I do. But there's that, and I think there's a really weird, Emma Stone film that's out. I'm not sure how many theaters it's in, but it is what it is. Joseph A., what's up? Cultureinos, what's up with you, dude? I am confused. There are two CC channels. One is 793 followers, and then this one with a lot less. I followed the bigger one. Should I follow both? No, you want to follow both. For those of you on the Green Machine or Grumble, please follow both channels. I have to get to 12, I believe, followers on Green Machine to get the green check and the personalized thing. That channel, I'm going to start dividing the channels over there so that I have a gaming channel and other things, so that when I do something that's different than normal, it goes in that channel. So one will be a live stream, one will be a video, one will be gaming. One might even be, if I put the culture build stuff, that might also be over there. So that's what I'm going to do. So, Stitch gifted a Culture Casino membership. Thank you. The generosity flows in this room. One Culture Casino membership. Who goes to Along for the Ride? Well, welcome Along for the Ride, and welcome to Judicon. What's going on, Judicon? Good to see you. Hey, Dent Schooled is here. That Exorcism movie looks good. Um, while I saw that was out, I didn't get a heads up on it, so I may check it out. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Kinds of Kindness. That's the Emma Stone film. She's repartnered with whoever did the Poor Things film with her for that one. The Bigfoot flu is mostly all gone. The cough and the goop in my head is still there though, and I try to keep it out of my lungs. But, yeah, I heard Bike Riders is mixed. It didn't get a good cinema score. Anytime you see a B cinema score, you're a little skeptical about the film. If you see anything below a B minus, the film's just garbage. Don't even bother. I certainly don't want to see the movie with the slappy thug. Well, there you go. Yeah, that's probably going to get tagged. Yeah, it is what it is. Interested American says, what really seems odd is the woke SJW activists clearly hate white males, yet that is precisely what Bob Iger is. It appears he allows their ideology, believing he's immune to their hate. Well, he does run the company, but this is top-down stuff. It comes from in the investment banking side of things. It comes from the institutional monolithic investment systems that basically control everybody's retirement. We need to have serious scrutiny placed on the likes of those people. That means I probably will now have my channel not grow anymore because you can't say stuff like that. But let's jump into that story because that's the main topic of the day. And before we move into that, we're going to say thank you to the incredibly generous Big Daddy MRI. My goodness, Joe Stew with 10 Culture Casino memberships, massive gift, followed up by Stitch, SFX F314, and of course, Big Daddy MRI with a $20 super sticker that says, hey, you're amazing. No, you're amazing. That's right. Dark Wolf, I'm with you. Boycott Hollywood. Lots of people are. Yep, the founder of Papa John's was pushed out over allegedly a way he said something that he didn't say or didn't say exactly what they're saying or how they said it. Very strange. Very strange indeed. But let's jump into this once again. Thanks, Big Daddy MRI and Joe Stew. Incredibly huge and generous gifts today. You are the best around. Nothing's ever going to leave you down. Keep you down. Anyway, let's move on. James O'Keefe did what he does. O'Keefe Media Group. I think I dropped a video on this, but the allegations here are things we already knew. So count this in the whole things we already knew category. Things I already knew is Tender Warrior is incredibly generous, gifting 10 Culture Casino memberships. That is 20 in the last 5 minutes alone. You guys are incredible. Thank you. That's very generous, Tender Warrior 68. You are amazing. That means Interested American, Kalu Joe, Lost for Words, Remy Canadian, Brian Jones, and Jack, along with Tobias Chapman, Dweez, The Briscoe, and Stan. Stan's a Stan for my channel, by the way. All got memberships. Thank you for that. Amazing. Amazing stuff. And my Slack starts to blow up. All right. We get to it. James O'Keefe captures Disney exec alleging discrimination against white males in casting and corporate hiring. Well, the casting thing they can probably get away with. Probably. Everything else, though, that's open season. You're not supposed to do that. It is illegal. It's no bueno. And a lot of corporations are doing it. It's not just Disney. It's one of the first things I addressed today in the chat because we knew we were going to get into this. Everybody knows where we're headed. And, yeah, everybody knew. Everybody knew for a while. Thanks to, again, Christopher Rufo. Thanks to, That Park Place. Bounding into comics. Obviously, Chris Gore. And my pal Alan Ing. And we all knew. The Disney files have been out there. And this is just backing up what we all knew and thought. And once again, thank you, Tender Warrior 68. Amazingly generous. A lot of people appreciate that gift. and you guys are fantastic. Randall sends me a member chat saying, "So, do you think this Amandala chick is going to the way of the dodo like Rachel did? Rachel still has a shot if they're able to somehow rehab the Snow White film, but I think she's going down the Kaepernick path. That's a whole other conversation. But yeah, yeah, this needs to be bigger in the next." It needs to be something bigger in the next O'Keefe release. Just sort of struck me as close to what they've said on Zoom. No, it's exactly what they said on Zoom. Yeah. Alan Ing, the Merciless. That's right. Film thread. Patrick Lemire. Yes. Lasher, what's up? I do think Disney will get away with it. Well, in part. Again, when it comes to casting, you can cast whoever you want. You can go out and look for people. I mean, one of the reasons why, in certain businesses, in certain places, in certain cities where they need attractive people, they don't necessarily hire cocktail waitresses. They hire models that serve because they want them to maintain their appearance. Things like that. Whether that's a practice still or not, I don't know. But I don't know. It's happened before. Amanda Kaepernick. Interested American. Okay, so let me jump into this from a perspective that only a couple of people have mentioned that I've heard. One, this is a problem for Bob. Bob brought people to Sun Valley, Idaho. That's the retreat that the Billionaires Summer Camp is. Okay, at least in media. Of course, they have tech, media, and other people there now. But you bring these people to introduce them to the other powerful people in the room so that you can get away with collusion, because that's what all these media companies seem to do after this event, which should be illegal, but what do I know? Anyway, so the claims made by OMG, which they show in 4K video, really throw a wrench into the secession plan at Disney, which is why I was talking about that the way I was on Friday on the 6 Minute Daily. I'm going to continue to cover the bigger headlines on the 6 Minute Daily in brief, and then follow up on live streams like this one to talk about it in depth. But this here fouls up Iger's plans to talk about succession and to, parade around the parties that he would prefer. His preferred candidate probably is Dana Walden, who is probably the absolute worst human being on the planet to put in charge of a family company. Anybody that takes some of the positions that she takes, like that, should not be trusted with a company the size of Disney or with anything. She might not be allowed, shouldn't be allowed to maybe touch scissors. But anyway, so basically, O'Keefe did what he does. In a hidden camera interview that was released by O'Keefe Media Group. Wow, everybody is screwing up on everything today. You spell group with a U, Breitbart, just so you know. A Disney TV executive identified as Michael Giordano. That's not just what he's identified. That is who he is. The guy is a lawyer. He's been a lawyer since 2005. His bar information's there on the website in California. You can go find it, right? And said that the studio will sometimes explicitly state that white males wouldn't be considered for certain roles. Again, that's not the problem, unless you're talking about roles within the company, not roles that you're casting for. If it's roles within the company, there's a huge problem with that, and they're already involved in a complaint with the EEOC, which we talked about as well, that First America Legal made. Will this have ramifications on any of these legal precedents? Maybe. There was just another, there was a wrongful, people that got forced out of their jobs because of the relocation in Lake Nona are filing a suit that's going to be a class suit. They just had a discrimination case go class in California in Superior Court. It seems like everything filed in Superior Court right now is class action against Disney. But that's a joke, everybody. That's what we call hyperbole, okay? But that's happening an awful lot. And in fact, there's a whole playlist. And you know what? I'm going to have to edit this live stream. But up in that corner, there will be a banner later that'll have a link to the playlist of all the Disney lawsuits. And there are many. I'm just going to keep adding to that pile. And the Gina suit's the biggest of them all. Now, will this have an effect on the Gina suit? I don't know. Listening to a lot of attorneys talk about it, I would say probably not. She's got her own claims for her own reasons. It doesn't seem like they're related. But does this give, does this stoke the fire? Yeah, it does. I mean, it just does. Giordano is a senior vice president at the Disney-owned 20th Century Television. What a lot of people don't talk about, and I have now multiple times, this dude was most likely, if not exactly, an agent at William Morris Endeavor before he moved on to 20th Century before the merger with Disney. Okay? Howard himself promoted this guy into this position before he was booted out. And I want to say that was in 2020. I could be wrong. No, 2018. But anyway, so it's like you look at these things, and this guy was hired specifically to be on the other side of deals because he already knew how one side of the deal works. Now he's on the other side. He understands it. I mean, pulling television together and, pulling shows together, understanding budgets and everything else associated with that. That's kind of what this guy's role is. So certainly there have been times when, there's no way that we're hiring a white male for this. When asked by the interviewer if this was an unspoken role, he replied, "There are times when it's spoken." Now, that's a problem. Again, if they're talking about roles in Hollywood, as far as acting roles, that's not going to be as problematic as if it's because you aren't going to get hired. And here's where we go. Later in the video, Giordano alleges Disney's discriminatory practices extended to the corporate side. This is the meat and potatoes of this conversation. As far as Disney's concerned, I'm a white male, and that's not what they're looking to promote at the moment. And then he went on to allege that the company even turned down a half-black candidate because he didn't look black enough. That's a problem. That's a real problem. And you know what? You're right, Pinochet. In 100% 4K, you are correct. My job now is to place this firmly at Dana Walden's feet because these would be her policies. Yeah. Yeah. Alan Bergman? Yeah. Yeah. Pretty easy to do. Keep her out of that CEO job where she will be in an even more destructive force than she's been already tied to these things. She's not innocent of any of this. This is a policy across the board at the Disney company that is illegal. It's illegal. Civil rights, all kinds of other laws are violated here. And you're right. I mean, Bob did have political aspirations, but the party didn't want him. He was a more effective tool, useful idiot, where he was. Most of these CEOs are useful idiots. Most of these boards of directors, useful idiots. Most of the investment folks are useful idiots, right? He's not going to gain traction right now. Do you realize that when you look at the political sphere at the moment, which I don't talk politics a lot on this channel, but we're going to do it for a second, Disney's losing ground in minority populations in favorability. And so is one particular political party right now. That's a problem. And here's the wisest thing this guy said the entire time that he was dating two different women, by the way. It feels like that at some point there's going to be a lawsuit. Duh. I don't even do duh anymore. I feel like I just reverted back to 14. Duh or doy. Come on now. What's up, Black Samurai? Bob Iger is in the pocket of the communist Chinese. Well, I can't argue with you. That's a really cool avatar, by the way. Hey, there's Andy Masterson. This guy's talented. Apparently, there's going to be an unboxing, Andy. Apparently. I gotta start working on a monologue. I disagree. Klaus Schwab would be worse. Well, sure. But even he's stepping back from his own, a neo-Marxist organization, hell-bent on world domination. I actually said a bad word there. I'm sorry, guys. I don't usually do that. Chapek was a fall guy and a puppet, and all that's true. All that's true. Patrick Lemiere says his successor will be a figurehead like Chapek. I doubt they'll get Iger's office because he never really goes anywhere. No. If I were put in charge of the Disney company, he would be so far gone. Any future contract or anything tied to the Disney company would be eliminated. I would go through and cite every single one of his failures. I would say, I also have some other information that you don't want to be public. Get out of the room. Get out of the room. Leave. Never come back. Yeah, Ruby and Sassy Lass, I think what happens with the gifts is they just get doled out as people join. So they oftentimes go to people who aren't on the stream either. But for those of you who are here, thank you. Yeah, this is where the problem is. Thank you, Vic. Vic says the other corporate hirings like the writers' room and directors will be an interesting discussion. Can ethnicity be a hiring qualification for those like casting for roles? No, they can't be. That's a civil rights violation, and directly in conflict with the EEOC. And Patrick, you're right. The Biden admin won't go after him. Cali won't, but Florida can. If any of these things took place in Florida, which likely they did, then yeah. Not to mention the fact that any policy that's being enforced across the board, like what Disney's doing, that's in violation of law, Florida can go after him for. And there is a class action lawsuit involving Marriott, involving timeshares being rented through websites at low rates. Wonder if something similar could happen to Disney Vacation Club. That's happening. There have been several attempts to push a suit through from DVC members against Disney, and for whatever reason, it keeps getting stalled. Not sure why. Probably because they're paying off the people at the top of the complaint. But don't pretend like that doesn't happen, folks. But Disney has done a lot of things, included stealthily taking away a lot of bonus measures and things that were specifically doled out to DVC members. In fact, there's a suit associated with the fact that some of the dues that were being paid were going to maintaining theme park stuff and not actually the timeshare stuff itself. I think there was one, I don't know where it's at, about Bay Lake Tower, but that's an entirely other conversation. Here we go. Davina comes out with what it is, EEOC. The basis of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. This law is enforced by the EEOC. Yep, here it is. Title 7 of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which guess who fought against, folks, politically? One side of the equation, and it's not the people that they would like you to think. Prohibits discrimination in hiring, promotion, discharge, pay, fringe benefits, job training, classification, referral, or other aspects of employment. On the basis of race, color, religion, sex, national origin. The law is enforced by the EEOC. And there you go. And Rogue Thinker is correct. Characters are made a certain way, and you need to hire for the character. But jobs that don't require a certain appearance, no bueno. Indeed, 100% right. And I think I said that in a different way earlier, but yes, you are correct. Yeah. Aren't we all just useful idiots? I don't volunteer to be one. How's that? Oh, man. Wait, I haven't seen Donut Lord today. I don't know where Donut's at. Oh, you were like my doy? Yeah, doy. No, duh. What's up, Suspense Smith? Saying the core's definitely dumb investors that voted for Iger. Yep. Yeah. I mean, look, if you didn't have institutions owning as much as they do, which again, stroke of a pen, you can solve a lot of this problem. That no entities of X size can own X percentage of any major corporation. Problem solved. And you get more innovation, by the way, just so you know. So in the case of things like retirement savings and things like that, you'd be even more diversified. You might even be more isolated from weather vane effects in a particular industry. So there's an argument for that. I think a lot of people would say that. John Campea hates Chapek with a passion. Well, he seems to hate a lot of the takes on the Acolyte right now. He seems to be tearing at Grace Randolph's heels about some of the takes she's had. Not directly, I don't think, but there's that. Hey, the lovely Six is here. Good to see you, dear. Oh, man, I'm telling you right now, South Park was just out for blood back in the day. Curtis Shaw says, first you connect paint to Iger's shower, then let him shower, then fire him and kick him off the property. Matthew Me says, seems to me Giordano should be near the top of a list of lawsuits against Disney. He was passed over for promotions due to Disney racism and sexism. Those are his allegations. I imagine this is going to get a little messy. Little Chad's here. He's not a little messy. He's got a great channel called Ascendant Art. Lasher. I can't say this, but it's funny. D.L. Fendel says, remember, though EEOC enforces it versus companies and government entities nationally, individuals have causes of action both individually and via class action separately. You are so correct, sir. Smart man here. Very, very smart man. And that also means if and when the EEOC takes the case and wins, then every individual can use that as prima facie evidence. This is true for their own case, and the dominoes fall. Hey, Mexican Iron Man's here for $5. What's up, Mikey? I love Mikey. He's a good man. He's a good man. Yeah. He says, breaking video to be released by undercover Mexican Iron Man revealing secret meeting between Culture and Grace Randolph in L.A. rooftop hot tub. Wow, that never happened. Man, no. That's crazy person. Plus, I would be murdered. Not, I'm just saying. Thanks, Mike, for trying to get me murdered. I appreciate that. All right, back to you guys. Back to just you guys. Holy cow, my friends. We have an amazing person that just jumped in the chat and gifted massive super chat. It's our buddy Derek Anderson, the DA. His channel is growing like a weed. He deserves it. He's got solid takes. You can find him everywhere, it seems now. All over the place. For $20, says, what's up, Culture? Thanks for your help the other day. Disney is cooked. Yeah? Yeah. I think so. And I'm happy to help, and you didn't need to shoot me $20, dude. I don't know if you need any more. You just need to ask. I'm happy to do whatever it is you're looking for. That's what I do. But, yeah. Dude, I hope everything's going well. And thank you for the $20. You didn't have to do that. But, yeah, guys, check out Derek Anderson, the DA, on YouTube. Dude's awesome. A lot of fun. Solid takes on things, too. Subhuman. OMG, the Rooster. That's right. I'm wearing a Rooster today. I need to get a new hat. This one has sweaty marks on it. It went out in the greenhouse and worked out there. But yeah. Hey, Mike may be a murderer, but he's not a YouTube murderer. I don't know. He might have just contributed to one. DA is the truth. True story, Brian Jones. Indeed. Derek Anderson. DA is the rant master. Indeed. Yeah. I wasn't kidding. This is not hollow flattery or praise because he shot me $20. It's just the truth. You should be subscribed to the DA. There's a reason his channel is growing like it is. This dude spits fire. Fire! Ah, still live culture? Sweet. Hey, we were just talking about you, Donut Lord. Good to see you. Captain, have fun. Thanks, CC, for doing these streams. Agreed. What is it with Disney? I've said for a long time, their stock would go below $100 a share. Just $2.27 away. Yep. Captain, have fun. You and I are on the same page. I think Mikey, many of us that watch are on the same page. I think by the time we get to middle of July or maybe by the end, Disney will be sitting under $100 again. Would that surprise anybody? No. That's right. It does take more than $50 to get a compliment. Yeah, to blow smoke. That's true. No, I genuinely appreciate everybody in the audience. You're all great. But do check out Derek Anderson's channel. Please, please help. Milestones all around, by the way. Pete O'Shea's Helicopter Tours, who's been a member of my channel for 43 months. My goodness, brother. We're coming up on 4 years of love here. The Love Boat. How harmed is Giordano? He knew and said nothing. It's a good question. That's a legal question. A lot of people get stuck in situations that they can't get out of, and they deal with them. I think harm could be proved that over a period of time, as he was passed over for promotions, that he was financially harmed. I think he could prove financial harm in the extreme in a lot of different ways. So, RE regarding Disney stock falling by the end of summer. Bob will blame Florida weather for B, revealed huge park attendance and revenue. Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, when Epic opens the doors over there, when Universal opens the doors at Epic Universe, game over. You know, Bob wants to announce a new fifth gate in Florida. You know, he wants to announce, massive improvements at Disneyland. They're going to have to spend more than the $1.7 billion in infrastructure money, basically, that they're putting into Disneyland forward. They have to actually do something, which is going to take way more than $1.7 billion. Are your headphones DT990 Pros? If so, what ear cups are those? No, these aren't even the best headphones that I have. They're just the ones that work the best. I don't even know what the brand is. Let's take a look. They're Razer, but they don't have a model I can easily see on them. So, yeah. Now, I supposedly I can use them as a gaming headset by plugging in a mic to this too, but I really don't like gaming mics unless I'm traveling. But I don't have an answer. David Banner. Woke Disney, indeed. Here's a question. If you're spending $60 billion over a decade, which is not very much money, $6 billion a year, you know how much it costs to operate the parks in the United States for a year? Anyway. And think about how much money they spent on just one land. I mean, Pandora was basically $1 billion, and the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was $1 billion each, and $1 billion doesn't get you very much right now from Disney. So, 60 billion. You think they're going to build a lot with 60 billion across the globe, especially if the money's going into the Chinese parks? Because I told you it wasn't primarily going in the U.S. parks, and it's being done on the latter half of the decade. What do you think? Yeah, I mean, Disney started to kick out some pretty decent rides of note lately, but they shied away from a lot of that stuff. I mean, after okay, so ironically, in Pandora, right, in Florida, in Animal Kingdom, the attraction ride system that's in there is actually called Pandora's Box. It's a large, it can be a large, either stationary or moving pole that can have those flying theaters on them, a la soaring over California, Florida, the world, whatever, right? And so because of that, they could have had even more innovation with that attraction. You could have had a lot more innovation with that attraction. But here's another weird thing, right? Captain Have Fun. Disney walked away from the ability to have the Kuka robots as their attraction bed. They had 4, 5, 6 of them. Well, they used to have 4, 6 of them. Now they have 2 Kuka robots in their parks. Obviously, the Kuka robot went on to be a tool that is used and will be used more in the new park at Epic Universe at Universal. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the Wizarding World's Forbidden Journey is a Kuka robot. It's an industrial manufacturing robot like they use to build, like, I don't know, Teslas and stuff and other cars, right? Moving around parts and things. But they repurpose it as a ride vehicle that can move around. Those kinds of innovations Disney's had access to and walked away from. And they do invent their own tech, but then they don't even use it. I mean, you were supposed to be riding around Galaxy's Edge on a bantha. That was the third attraction. The bones, the structure is there. Some of the sensors and other infrastructure is there for that attraction. You can't put it in now. You'd have to really tear things up to make it work. But the bantha attraction would have been something that the park sorely needs. A walking robot that you could ride on. And here we are. Sorry. I have deviated a bit. But I think the best article covering this, and I was looking at the Breitbart article with you guys earlier, is still the one that comes from That Park Place. And again, this comes from LW Ghost, who I respect very much. It says, conspiracy, corruption, and competency. Problem with one? Fatality for all. What the James O'Keefe Disney revelations are really all about. And this take is brilliant. Brilliant. In the past couple of days, obviously OMG founder James O'Keefe has revealed undercover interviews that have exposed the Walt Disney Company to potential serious civil and criminal liabilities and public relations disasters involving unfair, prejudicial, and racial and sexual hiring practices at the company that many have suspected for years, but that now stands pretty much blatantly verified if even a small portion of what these interviews exposed is true. So, in the secretly recorded videos of Michael Giardino, attorney and high-level exec at the Mouse, telling the interview the company chooses employees both in front and behind the camera scenes based on their ethnicity, visibility, and yes, you read it right, visibility, is in, are you black? But as in, do you look black enough to fool people? Yikes, that was the big one. They automatically eliminates the consideration for those, and automatically eliminates the consideration those who don't fit at the top management DEI goals. Yes, that's racial, sexual, and other kinds of illegal hiring practice, that kind of thing, which was once a secret and unwritten rule in all kinds of companies that led to powerful laws to stop it, now seems to be the status quo with woke companies, institution, and even in government. This is a brilliant take. Animal Grim. You guys in the chat are on fire. The problem of one, the problem of two, the problem of many. That's right. And by the way, I clipped this video, took out the little commercial breaks and all that. 19 minutes of fire in these interviews. These two ladies did their job well. So when this came out, we covered it in our channels. Yep, and some even within them feared that we took too much pleasure in the fact that the guy who gave the game away was now utterly screwed in his career. How his web presence and professional links vaporized from the internet in hours. I think it was in minutes. LW Ghost, if you're out there in the audience, and did a bit too much giggling. That it was in talks with two women he met on dating apps who were actually camera and mic armed journalists that he committed with this public auto de fe. I don't know that one. There's a word in here I'm familiar with. It must be French. Anyway, in considering that and trying to figure out just how much sympathy this fellow and his ilk deserve and trying to be compassionate as possible, I realized that my honest attitude was throw the book at him. He's an idiot and should get whatever he gets. But that's not enough to say on the subject, so I'm here to say what my reasoning, or anyway, describe reasoning. Okay, so here we go. So the object of any organization is to do what it does and make what it makes, sell what it sells, and deal with its customers and regulators efficiently, honestly, and profitably. That's true whether they sell industrial widgets, financial services, or plushies, representing Mr. G. O'Donnell's probable emotion right now, a frazzled ball of orange symbolizing anxiety. Ha ha, that's a good one. To do that, while you can't ever guarantee success at it, you hire the people who are most likely to achieve that goal. The best people for the job that you can find, period. And to do so legally and ethically, too. Well, guess what? If you hire based on any other factor, especially those prescribed by the laws of equal opportunity for all, not just some races, sexes, etc., then aside from doing something unethically and potentially illegal, you absolutely cannot hire the best, because when you put that filter on the choice, you will inevitably rule out those who cannot meet both criteria at once. So true. As an auto de fe, thank you, or fe, was the ritual of public penance. Okay, thank you. Carried out between the 15th and 19th centuries. Of condemned heretics, apostates imposed by Spanish, Portuguese, and or Mexican Inquisition. The Inquisition, what a show. Anyway, sorry. All right. So yeah, no, that's absolutely true. So if you hire based on the best alone as your professionalism and ethics instruct you, right or wrong in the abstract, but without good intent implied, you absolutely cannot hire the best, because when you engage in conspiracy that way and set your entire company's policies based on it, you've already elevated the cause of secrecy, conspiracy, higher than that of excellence. And this is where investors have a massive claim, which is where I figured we were going in the first place. So there's that. Thank you for being here, SFX F314 Sabretooth Raptor. I appreciate you. May the thread be with you. Oh, wow. Crazy. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. That's right. If you get a chance, do read this in its entirety. It's brilliantly written. Everything in here is sourced well and explained well. And it breaks down all of the problems that we're having across the board here. A lot of comments are coming in on this article. Let one of them be yours. Let that Park Place know they have a good writer in LW Ghost. Let's get back to you guys, though, real quick. There we go. Oh, none of that sounds good. "19 Minutes of the Crazy World of Arthur Brown." No, 19 minutes of Giordano's crazy world. Anyway, uh, you guys are crazy in the chat with this thread thing. Um, I remember the Spanish Inquisition from Monty Python. Yep. Monkey Jeeves says Disney buys everything and makes it no longer straight. Well, there you go. Matthew Me says, sounds like $1 trillion mass class action suit against Disney racist and sexist practices. Yeah. I mean, if you ever applied for a job now, did this guy just hand you cause? Maybe. I think there's already prima facie evidence out there in Disney's own policies that they're doing this, which is blatantly illegal. If they're telling you you're doing this, guy's telling you that they're doing it, they're doing it. We already knew they were doing it. Everybody already knew they were doing it, but they're not being held accountable. Because currently, the government that's in power thinks that it's okay to be racist against one particular group or a set of groups. It's okay to be anti this and anti that and choosing things. Hey, the best torturer out there, Torquemada. Book of Giordano. Skibo's like, I'm not screwing with American woke entertainment any longer. Just don't have the kind of time. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are turning over to, what's it called? Anime, right? Korean dramas and horror. There's a world of entertainment out there. Go India. India's like tons and tons and tons. They just truly do. You don't have to settle. Thanks for being here, Griffin. I appreciate you listening from work. Tie Your Mask says, I don't have anything against people who aren't straight, but what the media is doing is blatant social engineering. No, that's true. This is true. They're doing it, and in its own way, it's kind of illegal. Sassy Lass, what's up? Sassy Lass out here. And we got people over on the Green Machine. Thanks for being there. But Sassy Lass gifts 10 Culture Casino memberships. Ladies and gentlemen, this is incredibly generous. Thank you. You're amazing, Sassy Lass. My goodness, how generous. Suspense Smith has joined us, as has Mech 1164. Svinstead, Bear. That's awesome. Torondum, Kerad Huen. Always stoned. Okay. Alexander. One Haywood. Yeah. And Spartan 2562. Thank you so very much. I am sure many of those hilarious names appreciate your gifts of a wonderful subscription. Thank you so very much once again to the amazing Sassy Lass. Very generous, dear. Thank you so very much. You're awesome. Wow, very generous stream today. Kaliki Okedi for $5 says, does Giordano have grounds to sue? I mean, he didn't know he was being recorded. I'll admit he fumbled like a pig, spilling his guts over the woman. Well, I mean, if he can prove what he said, which he may have to do, then yeah. Disney doesn't want to go after him because then they raise the profile, and then you end up in a situation where there's going to be discovery. Disney is allergic to discovery. Look at what they tried to do to get out of the Gina Carano case. There's going to be a problem. They don't have a good solution, I don't think. And I don't think he was under an NDA. If he was, that's long gone. But if Disney's doing an illegal act, then it may not be long gone anymore because NDAs don't keep you from disclosing illegal activities. People are trying to undermine whistleblower laws across the board right now in the federal government, trying to figure out a way to get them undone because there's a lot of people that could blow the whistle on a lot of things that are happening. I mean, and I wouldn't, go out in public anytime after I was going to whistleblow on, let's say, a big company like Boeing. It doesn't seem like, you're too far from Arkansas at any moment if you do that. Anyway. But I think you would have cause. I have not seen that. I saw you guys covering it on the Genre Guys. I'm going to have to check it out. You've now inspired inspired me to see that thing that they premiered on the Genre Guys. Curtis Shaw says most companies are allergic to discovery. That's one reason that they're so eager to settle. That's right. Sure. Poor guy probably didn't get any. Well, yeah. All right, I really think that we need to move on as much as I've loved covering Disney. There's one more story that made it into the press last night that I did not know about. Maybe some of you did. On Genre Guys, they did did it from a free, non-English, non-subtitled YouTube loop, but the English version is available on disc. Really? Man, those Genre Guy shows are great. Look, the little features you get for being members of some of these channels, like WDW Pro and that Park Place and all of that, those things are oftentimes just worth the cost of the membership times 5 or 10. It's amazing stuff. Anyway, like I said, I do want to move on because there is a thing I want to talk about because I did not know this was happening at all. And this is coming from Insider Gaming and other places as well. But I guess somebody's alleging that Dr. Disrespect, the ban that he got, and this is going back a long time, it's not like 4 years ago. Dr. Disrespect faces shocking Twitch ban allegations from a former employee. I think this is a problem for Twitch. And I wouldn't trust anybody for anything for all of that. But Dr. Disrespect faces shocking Twitch ban allegations. Sorry, hang on. All right, back to it. So hours ago, severe allegations surfaced online against Dr. Disrespect from a former Twitch employee. These allegations concern the supersized streamer's permanent ban from the streaming platform in 2020. This event was never openly explained by either Twitch or Dr. Disrespect himself, and at the height of his Twitch career, the two-time received a sudden and permanent ban, but nobody ever knew why. According to the allegation made by one former Twitch employee, Dr. Disrespect was banned because he got caught sending inappropriate messages to a minor and then exiting and then existing Twitch Whispers product. Really? I guess he was trying to meet up with this underage person at TwitchCon. Okay, that sounds kind of bad. I mean, really bad. I mean, terrible. I mean, disgusting. Gross. Yikes. Even if they've found to not be true, these types of claims can be devastating for anyone on the receiving end of them. Yeah. Presently, there's no solid ground for Dr. Disrespect to pursue legal action against Cody Connors, the former Twitch employee, but he seems content with simply posting his counterclaim on social media. So Jake Lucky, I guess, relayed this information that came from Cody Connors. And Dr. Disrespect replied, Jake, seriously, I get it. It's a hot topic, but this has been settled. No wrongdoing was acknowledged, and they paid out the whole contract. Wow. I remember when this happened. I don't know what you do with something like this. The internet's big and things happen and people talk about stuff, people joke about things, commentary is made. But if this is true, I mean, I will become outraged at Dr. Disrespect and grossed out and angry and, etc. Not great. Galaxy Red says Twitch literally protects people like this on the daily basis, yet Dr. Disrespect was the exception. Yeah, I think Dr. Disrespect can sue them now. That's defamation. I think he's got a claim against the individual. I don't know about Twitch, but maybe. And Eric K., I'm with you. I think most people aren't going to believe this. I think that, again, there's some people that are saying some things about other stuff, but, I mean, that response wasn't exactly the best either. I think most people are going to be like, there's no evidence of anything. There should be a smoking gun. If this Cody Connors person would have that, that'd be a different conversation entirely. But if this comes out to be true, I'm going to be outraged. Otherwise, I'm just like, well, it's a Friday, and they were looking for content. They were looking for a bump. They were looking for an opportunity to go work for, I don't know, Kotaku. Suspense Smith, I understand this. Believe me, I've seen some streaming from Twitch. I did Twitch for a little while. A lot of you would know that when I would do gaming and stuff over there. But they have some very bad policies. They have some very bad people, and they don't actually enforce their policies. So it made it very hard for me to do anything over there because of the giant amount of hypocrisy, which is one of the reasons why I'm over on Green Machine. Oh, and by the way, Gembone just became a monthly supporter on the Green Machine. Thank you for that, Gembone. I appreciate it. Wow. Wish I could highlight that. Is there a way to highlight that? Keely Chow, you're tall. Yeah, you'd make a great streamer. You just need to find a nice wig, a hat, some weird glasses, and be able to play video games good. Slender Dad brings some context. As my guess is he didn't know her age, and then when he found out ceased comms, but they were already polishing the pitchforks. Well, if that's the case, and it's true, and this is also true, it's a different conversation indeed. My goodness, Joe Stew again for the second time in the stream with even more massive generosity. Joe Stew gifted 20 CultureCasino memberships. Joe Stew. Ho! Wow. I wish I had a clip I could play for you, my friend. My goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. I don't even know what to say. Wow. Let's see. I used to have a bunch of super chat things to say thank you. I hear. Let's see if this will play. Let's see if we can make this play.
Your kindness knows no bounds. Except for whatever $sign you chose to stop at.
There you go.
Your kindness.
Thank you, Joe Stew. I'm not sure if that was a thank you or offensive. Thanks, Floral, for that. And thank you, Joe Stew. The 20 people who just got those memberships will be very grateful. Amazing stuff. We appreciate that. My goodness. Frederick Spector says, too many posters have hoof and mouth disease. Yeah, well. Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Joe Stew. Amazing stuff. I remember when Culture Casino was a Twitch thought. I wasn't a thought or clothes. My good friend Keely Chow says, 4 words, innocent until proven guilty. Indeed. Indeed. And as Kalikioki or Kalikioketti says, gifties. That's right, gifties. Thank you. Once again, my goodness, Joe Stu, that was so generous. I don't even know how to respond. I mean, anytime anybody does that 10, 20 at a time, 5 even, you're like going, wow, amazing. Cool stuff. I'm going to have to get back on the stick, get more stuff out there. Yes, you just made a horde of greenskins. That's right. Average height for men now is 5'10". Average height for women, 5'4". Yeah, true story. Joe laughed. That's good. All right, at least he's laughing. Elmo, says Colossus Rex. No, that's Floral. Floral from Under a Rock, a YouTube channel here that I love with lots of puppets. American men, 5'9". I think that's the average height. I mean, that was my height. Started to get older. By the way, when you get older, sometime around your mid-40s or whatever, you start to get less tall because the world's weighed down on you so much, especially if you're a man. D.L. Fendel says, foot in mouth. Well, that's true. Yeah. Our good friend, and very generous one at that, an amazing mod everywhere, Big Daddy MRI, celebrating 27 months of membership, says, just remember, fruit flies like a banana, but time flies like an arrow. Cheers, Culture. Well, cheers to you, sir. And thank you for all of your support for so very long. Parrot Head's here. I know that guy. What's up, Parrot Head? Phoenix Knight is here. And the very lovely Bad Take Bojan. What's up, Tina? How you doing, dear? I missed you last night. I was doing a different stream. 41 months of membership says happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend, everybody. Tomorrow, we have the High Roller stream, which is a public live stream with the High Rollers. So if you are a High Roller, well, we're going to stream tomorrow. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Colossus Rex states properly, people's spines compress over time. Yeah, our little cushiony guys are not cushioning very much anymore. Inversion therapy. Yeah, I have a tilt table. I just need to get it out of storage. In what universe is 40s older? But that said, the thing to avoid, folks, is oldest. That's true. All right. You guys are on fire today. Culture, my back hurts from carrying multiple worlds. There you go, Hannibal Grimm. But keep on. Keep it on. Back to the story, because Dexerto, however you want to say it, did a little bit there on their side, saying that the Dr. Disrespect responding to the Twitch ban allegations from an ex-employee. Yeah, what did they say? 4 years after his ban, Cody Connors, yada, yada. We already talked about that. So the guy that originally dropped this was Slasher, and Slasher said, I didn't lie. He just didn't say anything and said, this is what I'm hearing. He's been permanently banned, right? Nathan Grayson stated that with, by the way, if it's the same Nathan Grayson I'm thinking of, that's not exactly the world's best source. But anyway, without revealing anything else in order to protect sources, basically this explanation multiple times. And like those before him, he clarified that his sources were secondhand. They were not in the room when it happened, nor could they provide documentation. So again, if for whatever reason this happened, if for whatever reason this happened, the way that it's being stated here, I would hope that they would have some evidence of it. Zachary Diaz says, former partnerships manager for content development and acquisition at Twitch, Zachary Diaz, tweeted, "So glad it's finally out there." Well, now Twitch is on the hook. They've had two of their employees, former employees, come out and do this. Game artist Del Walker pointed out, "I know many NDAs are listed at 4 years. His ban was June 2020. Yeah, secondhand sources are do come off as like, trust me, bro. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I do know this, that as Eric K. said earlier, not everybody's buying into this, and without evidence, innocent until proven guilty, which Keely Chow said a minute ago. It takes a lot to do streaming like that. I mean, there are some people who can weather a long stream or a long show or whatever over hours at a time and play one game and become very good at it, or design levels and be good at that too, or whatever it is, right? But I don't know. Holy cow, Daryl the Derek is here. Look at that. What's up, man? Been a minute. Carlos Alfredo Lopez, I'm glad I left Twitch a long time ago. I did too. I think I even cut everything off over there. I used to have the support for a lot of people through Twitch. I instead subscribed to their channels and then became a member, so I would avoid that. But the monthly support from people over on the Green Machine is amazing. Thank you for that. And Hannibal Grimm's over there as well. Did you guys know there's a serious Quato from Total Recall situation going on with Culture's beard? Really? You think so? That was a weird character, right? And then Quato gets shot in the... It's very strange. There's actually a sentient being with its own mind and a consciousness growing from Culture's neck. Nah, although I do need to shave my neck again. I am not a neck beard guy. The lovely Lisa is here. Good morning, dear. Good to see you. Argentum is here. Good morning. Wow, the ladies are showing up. Aov is here. Argentum is here. Lisa's here. Tina's here. So many. So many. Hey, Scott Westbrook is here. He gives $5 super sticker. It's one of my favorite little things. It's a little Shiba dog going, good job. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Open your mind. That's Quato. Lord Dracula says, loved Quato. Quaid. Who else is out there? Dragon Bricks is out there. What's up? Good to see you guys. I have a Shiba. She's a handful. Yeah, they are. They're very owner-centric animals. You need to familiarize them with a lot of other people all the time so that they don't become a problem. Our good friend Eldritch Lord Haster's in the house. What's up? What's up with you, Lord Haster? Hope you're doing well. Argentum says, I am a mod on a Twitch channel, but I haven't been on in ages. I think a lot of people haven't. I think Twitch is a dying platform. So there's that. Yeah, I did not like the remake. The remake was hot garbage. Yeah. Somebody has to tell Giordano to get your ass to the Mars. Get your ass to Mars. Yeah. Sorry, I just cursed again. I don't normally curse on my channel, but that one I had to. Pamela Dunham, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Got the lovely ladies joining us today. Sassy Lass is out there. Hey, Slender, is Bride of Slender listening? Tell her good morning. The boss is laughing in the other room. It's great to stay up late. Good morning. Good morning to you and you and you and you. Unfortunately, modern women want all the sixes. Yeah. Yeah. You know, you start watching that content, you start to get bummed. Look, I'm going back to an original idea I had for when the boss's channel goes live. The boss and Mrs. Flu are going to work together, with their lessers. That would be me and Tox. And we're going to talk about the path to, like, not being some of these people and not have a house full of cats. I'm just joking. I love it. It was fun. She doesn't know when she's on stream sometimes, so I think that's great. Hey, Little Mouse is here. You're not late. You're just on time. Culture on Saturdays. Yay. Ah, yeah. Indeed. Eric K is correct. I love the boss. She is truly the better half. Indeed. Yes, I freely admit that. The problem is the minute I start sharing her with all of you guys, nobody watches me anymore. Yeah. Hey, I was teasing on the cat thing. Anyway. That's right. Wash your hands and change that letterbox. That's right. All right. Do we have anything else you guys want to talk about? I mean, we covered Inside Out. We covered Disney's problems, which is the whole theme of today's show. And we talked a little Dr. Disrespect. Is there anything else out there that you can think of that we could chat about? You know what? I've got one last thing, and it covers gaming. And I think it's interesting. Oh, no. You lost your little kitty? So many of my friends are losing their cats right now. It's heartbreaking. They're just amazing little creatures. If I weren't so terribly allergic to them, I think I would try to have a cat again. But I don't have the problem with dogs or any other animals. I am not a huge fan of ferrets, but that's a whole other conversation. I do have a story for us, though, guys. $5 from DJ Roddy G says, so in all seriousness, I'm on the fence about whether to wear jeans or shorts to my high school reunion. Is it hot? I think let the weather be your guide, my friend. Are your legs in good shape? Do you care if people care about your appearance? Did it say formal? I mean, I have many questions here. I mean, if something says formal, I'm not going to wear shorts, right? If something says business casual, I probably won't wear shorts. But if it's just casual, wear what you want, what you'll be comfortable in. And you know what? If you really do care about what other people think, rethink that. Because does it matter? You know, I just try to respect the dress code. You're disappointed about the Dark Universe? Oh, my friend. I'm not. I'm very excited. Oh, wait. You're not talking about Epic Universe. Ha! That looks amazing. The monsters in there look good. It's hot, but I like jeans. Well, then wear jeans, dude. Were your legs famous in school? All right, let's get to this last story. I want to get to this because this will be fun. This is a good one for us to talk about because it involves games. Oh, by the way, in case y'all didn't know, the official That Game Place channel launches Wednesday. That's right. Wednesday, we're going to have a live stream, and we're going to drop some videos, and channel's going to be off and running. So That game place, if you're not already looking that up randomly on a different window somewhere, that game place is there. Right now it has a generic TGP logo. I will update that. And we are doing amazing things. So you have a giant group of talent that is behind this channel. And I'm really just standing there looking pretty and editing things. That's all I'm going to be doing. So, anyway. Hard for me to look pretty. I have to shave or something. Anyway, Square Enix shareholders questions company about Sweet Baby Inc.'s involvement. What? This story just dropped over on That Park Place. That Park Place, part of the That Park Place network of channels. That's right. That Park Place. Yeah, John wrote this. Thank you, John. Thank you for content, John. John says a Square Enix shareholder questioned the company about its business relationship with video game consultancy company Sweet Baby Inc. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. If you're unfamiliar with Sweet Baby Inc., the company's mission is to inject woke ideology in the form of inclusion and representation into the video game industry. The company's CEO, Kim Belair, who is terrible, has also encouraged individuals to terrify developers. You wondered why I thought she was terrible. And executives in order to obtain her company's mission objectives. And then try to extort them, apparently, at least according to one studio. Somebody said that that's unfounded allegation. And I said I would still believe it, unfounded or not. Gembone's on fire. You got Hannibal Grimm over there, Galaxy Red, War Monkey, Pinochet's Helicopters. Anybody over on Green Machine, I thank you. Do you have mods still? I hope in the chats. I hope so. Anyway, so during a presentation at the Game Developers Conference of 2019, she said something that I actually used in a clip in one of my videos. If you're creative working in AAA, which I did for many years, put this stuff to your higher ups. If they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want. That sounds like a problem. Because they have to consider. I say that out loud as a joke, but it's actually very, very true. Because if you want to start to consider the people who are player and audience facing, and you have to deal with mitigating harm and keeping the sentiment around their game and their project positive, there's a genuine value that you could impress upon both of them ethically and financially. You could say this is important. Well, when we point out that your consultancy group is involved with things, you freak out because you know what you're doing is largely wrong. It's ideologically driven. And, well, in a lot of cases, illegal in some of your suggestions. Belair went on to state that it's also a valid discussion to have because you're working with a thin narrative budget and you work in AAA. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised or dismayed by the amount of money that marketing can give you. Oh, boy. Anyway. Belair also made it clear she has an animus against white gamers. Here's a problem. Describing them as picky babies. I think our industry, in so many, in so many creative industries, if you want to look at film, yada, 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 yada. So anyway, that's the little background there. We'll move on from that. But given the company's stated objectives, over 400,000 gamers joined a Steam curator list called Sweet Baby Inc. Detected. I was one of those. Thank you, Cabrutus. That effectually functions as a boycott list for all games that Sweet Baby Inc. has worked on. The curator list now is at 404,000 followers at the time of this writing, which is today. It's the second largest curator list on Steam. And It appears at least one Square Enix shareholder was concerned about Square Enix being listed as one of Sweet Baby Inc.'s clients on the consultancy's website. And there it is. Right there. And it's a problem. The shareholder asked during a recent report, I'm personally happy about the shift from quantity to quality. This sounds familiar, doesn't it? I hope good titles will continue to come out in the future. I'm concerned about the Canadian consulting company, Sweet Baby. Square Enix is listed as a client, but is there actually a transaction there? What kind of transaction is it? Will they continue to do so in the future? Now, this is coming from this, right? We don't know what that is, but here it is. The Square Enix president, Takeshi Giryu, responded, I would like to refrain from making specific comments about individual clients. I bet you would. As we shift from quantity to quality, providing content that is enjoyable and safe for our customers is also part of what makes the product fun. We will do our best as creators. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The line of questioning also comes in the wake of Square Enix working with the consultancy group, Black Girl Gamers, on their Forspoken game, which flopped epically. Forspoken was a massive flop and resulted in Square Enix shutting down the game developers Luminous Productions and absorbing it into Square Enix. Luminous Production announced it was shuttering in February of 2023 after releasing hot garbage. Square Enix representative director Yosuke Matsuda admitted the game sales were not good. The company's financial results back in February of 2023. He said reviews of Forspoken, which were released on January 2023, by the way, a month later they closed, have been challenging. However, the game has also received positive feedback on its action features, including its parkour and combat capabilities. So it has yielded results that will lead to improvement of our development capabilities for other games in the future. In other words, we're going to take these game mechanics and put it on something that we actually think will sell. Then he discussed the game sales and said, that said, its sales have been lackluster, and while the performance of new titles with February and March release dates will be the ultimate determinant, we see considerable downside risk for our 2023 quarter 3 earnings. I bet you do. I don't really appreciate the answer there, but I'm curious what you think. Let's look at that. Video games killed the Hollywood star. That's true. Oh, a lot of people are excited for that gameplay. It's awesome. Can't wait to see you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. High school was fine, but I have no interest in returning. A lot of people. Yep, TGP. TGP is here. And finally. Yep. I'm very excited, to be honest with you. We've got some friends we're going to include. We're going to be doing some live streaming. Live stream opener on Wednesday, guys. Set your calendars and your clocks. DL Fendel suggests that you can make your own game called The Giordano Place, where players spill their guts to undercover bimbos. Sounds fun. Yeah, Trent is definitely killing it. Pamela Dunham says, I'm going to go take a look. My son does video games for a living. Wow. Pamela, really? All right. That's awesome. Anything you have to talk about on gaming, let me know. We love video games, most of them. I wonder if they will sell Sweet Baby Toner. Bronzer, maybe. If SBI touches Final Fantasy 14, it's on. It kind of seems that way, that SBI is kind of the definition of an extortion racket. I mean, it sounds like, hey, you have a nice little company over there. It'd be a shame if we threw, fire bombs through your window. Yeah. Not a great marketing plug in 2019, and we can still go and get it. Thank you, Gamers Development Conference. We appreciate you. Not the way you want us to. Fear is the weapon of mass destruction. Yes, Argentum, you are correct. Especially after they used Kotaku and other outlets to harass Kabrutus over the Steam group. Yeah, I'm still frustrated over that, right? And again, I used that very early on when I was covering SBI. I always use that clip, and I used some other clips of her saying some other ridiculous things. And then I, put pieces of stuff in the stingers I do for Mr. H. I wanted that clip out there. I want this lady to have that in her history that anybody can easily find. Galaxy Red says they did hire an activist for Dawn Thrall voicing a new character. Dawn Trail, excuse me. However, that stuff doesn't seep into the game. Really? Well, there you go. One moron came up with the name Sweet Baby Inc. Cannibals. Ugh. Yeah, no bueno. No bueno. Our good friend, Pinochet's Helicopter Tours for $2, says, make it SBI clone and promise to undercut SBI by 50%. Hey, look, you're going to give them $7 million. Give me $3.5 million, and I'll make sure your game is well received. I'm cheaper. Plus, I got a great beard. I'm old, so I understand the older people that are actually playing video games that are valuable, not these stupid phone games. I know a lot of people enjoy phone games. I'm just kidding. But I don't play phone games. The buttons are too small. You got to move your finger around a screen, get glass shards in your finger. Okay, I'm kidding. You'll get glass shards in your finger. Just saying. But I love gaming. So don't wrench me, bro. Don't wrench me. I have a ton of wrenches. It's mandatory to wrench you. It's in the license. There you go. What's going on? Culture Casino, 404. Wokeness not found. Nope. Every company that ever went broke went from quantity to quality. I just didn't like the response. We can literally create a sensitivity reader consultancy group and tell corporations we will beat SBI's prices by at least 50%. Hey, sign me up, Pinochet, you and me. And let me get a couple of our other pals in here. I think we do good. Did I say it wrong again, Yosuke? I said it wrong again. Sorry. I try. For whatever reason, Yosuke still sticks in my house in my head. I guess my head's my house. I don't know. Been streaming for 2+ hours now, 2.5 hours. You accomplish two things. You bankrupt SBI and you advise on good products. Well, there you go. And it's a win-win. Suspense Smith makes a joke. Is a cannibal joke when you put your foot in your mouth? Ba-doom-ching. Wait, I actually have sound effects for that. Hang on. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right, what else do we got out there? We got our friend Keliki Oketti saying for $5, first game you guys should is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. A game that should intrigue Tom to play. Up to 6 players. Could even play with viewers. I'm not sure how we're going to do that yet. I'm actually not the person that's going to be deciding on the game streams. I imagine they'll be broader even than that, like maybe Fortnite or something. But no, I mean, and I think, isn't there Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Fortnite? Or isn't there going to be? Heard something like that. Maybe that's a story. That's right. Girls like Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon. That's true. And apparently some other Disney game now, like Twilight Princess is Nintendo. Twilight something or another. Lord Greystoke says, it's mostly dudes who like video games. Don't mess with Candy Crush culture. Phone games. Yeah, I know. You actually play it on your PC too, which is weird. I play puzzle games in Animal Crossing, Pocket Camp on my phone. Okay. I'm not, look, there's zero judgment here, okay? I have 3 games I play on my phone. 2 goofy games that are match games, and 1 is a very complicated word game. And occasionally on an airplane, I'll play like Sudoku on my phone. Diablo Immortal is super popular, right? Right? You all have a phone in your pocket, right? Right. Gosh, what a dim-witted thing to say. Be very wary of Yazuka. Well, how about Yakuza? Be more wary of Yakuza. Hannibal's like, I can rewrite like nobody's business. Well, there you go. 180 million for the Acolyte. 80 million went to the show, and the rest went to Leslie Headlamp's pocket. I agree with you. Yeah. TNMT was at Fortnite a few weeks ago. That's what I thought. Oh, Fortnite only has 4-player co-op. All right. I'll have to work on that. Kalikioki says, please no Fortnite. Sick of looking at that game. You guys should be unique. Well, I guarantee you I'm going to push for Mario Kart, Mario Party, Mario Golf, because I have fun with those games. But no, we'll probably do some other things too. Yeah, and it's Starlight Valley. That's what it is. Thank you for that. I kept thinking Twilight something. Girls like Twilight, right? The MVC2 guy says we can judge a little bit. Well, did you get to see what they did to April O'Neil in the latest Ninja Turtles cartoon? They literally destroyed her. It was terrible. I think I did a review on that film, or I did a live reaction after I watched it with Tom over on Midnight's Edge After Dark, I think. It was gloriously bad. That film is terrible, and they're going to make a follow-up to it, which grosses me out. It's very disgusting. Tetris is fun. Oh, you play a DS emulator on your phone. Now that's cool. Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. What? Huh. Argentum's is super excited for the new Zelda game, but I'm very unhappy with Nintendo of America. Well, a lot of people are right now. That was another story that was written up this week over on That Park Place. Yeah, the guy from Nintendo of America is trying to say that they're not Russ. Well, you said what you said, kid. Smash Bros. There you go. Yes, Lorena does play Starlight Valley. I should have known that. That's right. Party Animals. There you go. The film did not make money, but it sold to others to put on their pay-per-view services. So, I mean, like, streaming channels and otherwise, but I don't know. They're still going to move forward with it. Hannibal Grimm's like, I'm going to have some fun with Premiere. That's a movie editing or video editing software there. And The Acolyte, episodes 1 to 4, starting today. Enjoy that, Hannibal Grimm. I hope you do. Yeah. It's a 5-player online beat-em-up. Okay, cool. I'll have to look at that too. Thank you for that. All right, folks. Well, I think we've run out of things. It's already 2.5 hours in. Let me double check who's live because I want to redirect you to somebody who's amazing. Amazing. You're amazing. We don't have enough amazing. We're getting there. We're almost at 25,000 subscribers, kids. If you're not subscribed here, please do so. If you've magically made your way over here, I would truly appreciate it. We do all basically daily live streams in addition to regular videos, and you can find me in a lot of other places, including That Park Place, WDW Pro, Valiant Renegade, Midnight's Edge After Dark. You can find me on Comics Division, occasionally find me with my friends like X-Wing or Sundowners Club or Echo Base Network or Mr. H, obviously, every week, twice a week. You can find me in a lot of places, so, but do check it out. And in the next shop, well, raise a hand, Steve. Would you like to go to see Salty Nerd Podcast, or would you like to go see Vacation Radio? That's a good question. Let's see. I think, let me redirect the redirect. While we're live, this is great YouTube, guys. I bet you're loving it right now. I'm loving it. Go check out Vacation Radio, part of the Park Place Network, coming to you from a brand new studio. You are going to want to check this out. Just have it playing in the background. It's getting close and close to monetized. And on that note, be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. And until next time... You're waiting for me to say it. See ya.